Peter-Patzer's rating is 715. You know what's worse than a 715 rating? A rating of 250. Today, I'm going to be using the Martinbot, the worst bot on chess.com, to make the first 10 moves for me, to put me hopefully in a bad position, but not too bad, because I want to try to come back from there. Please don't try this at home. This is the only time that I'm going to cheat in chess. I have Martin on the side here. I'm going to be using him to help me make my moves for the first 10. I have a special account, so my opponents get their points refunded. So yeah, just don't try this at home. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start the game, and I'm going to turn on Martin over here on the side. I'm scared. We're black. All right, I'm going to play as black over here. Sorry, I'm going to play as white over here so that I can play what my opponent does, and I'm going to see how Martin responds. He responds with, wait for it, e6. Okay. I mean, that's not an awful move. Bishop f4. We have a London player. And Martin says, ooh. Martin says, bring out the queen with queen f6. Yikes. Okay. e3. What is Martin going to do? Bring out the bishop with check. Okay, not a great move because we're running into c3. We're running into c3. What was Martin's idea here? Oh, he's just going to go back. Okay. Well, that's interesting, I guess. You're also blocking the pawn, which I don't like. But okay. We have 6 more moves of this before I get to take over and play some real chess. Opponent plays g3. Wow, they are just really going for this. These pawns on the dark squares. And Martin says, I don't care. I'm sliding my queen over. Interesting decision. Bishop g2. All right, I see what white is doing. Fianchettoing here. I mean, so far, Martin... I literally was going to give him a compliment, and he just played queen c2. He just played queen c2. I was going to say he hasn't made any massive blunders. Okay, Martin. We have 3 more moves of this. Okay. This is... Oh, he goes h5. Unbelievable. Why did he go queen c... I mean, everything else, I could get behind it a little bit. Queen c2 was... Rook h7. Wow. This... You see why... You see why he's the lowest rated bot. You can... And the opponent doesn't see it. Oh, man. Martin, please save the rook. You got 1 more... No, 2 more moves to make. Please save the rook. Yes. He moves it back. He moves it back. Oh, okay. We have 1 more Martin move, and then I'm taking over this game. So knight to d2. What is Martin's last move going to be? Knight to e7. All right. That's 10 moves. That is 10 moves. Martin is out of here. Goodbye. I'm resigning this game. See you later. Thanks for nothing. All right. We lost our queen. What's the situation look like? It's pretty bad. We can't castle because he moved this rook up and down. This is an awful bishop. I don't want to trade pieces, but I almost feel like I should trade this guy just so I can get my other pieces out. We are in a bad situation. Let me just say. Where do I even start to try to fix this mess? Probably should just get a piece out, you know, just to have something out there. Okay, you got to develop your pieces. This bishop's a big problem, obviously. He does take that. Okay, we take back, obviously. So yeah, I think I'm going to try to fix this with the fianchetto here, maybe. Just b6 and bishop b7. We could think about going here. Okay, he already moves, so that doesn't seem... Let's see, check everything. It's all defended. Yeah, let's go bishop to b7. Now, I can't castle this way, but I could castle the other way. Ooh, that's a good move. Look at this, right? That's a big deal. So how can we defend this? Well, I see knight f5. The problem with knight f5 is my knight's easy to be attacked out there. And once the knight drops off, then I might be in trouble here. So unfortunately, as bad as it looks, I think I have to go here and try to just wait and hope that our opponent, you know, makes a mistake. Now that they've developed their pieces, they don't really know what to do. That's our best strategy at this point. Just be patient. Martin. If you've been following the series, you know that my wife was playing the first 10 moves in the last couple episodes. I think she did much better than Martin has done here. I mean, what? Queen c2? What was that? And rook h7, we got lucky that they didn't see that, because we'd be really in trouble if they saw that. Okay, d5 is a good move, though. He's trying to open things up, which is smart. Unfortunately, I can't stop it. Taking is really bad. Probably have to move this guy. I guess we jump forward and hope for the best, you know? He's going to take me, though, and he's got this if he wants it. Yeah, he does. It's going to force some trades. Not ideal. Not ideal. Mm-hmm. We're in a world of pain right now. I have to take it. But then he just takes. And the sad thing is I don't even have a free bishop because it's defended. I don't even have a free bishop because it's defended. Man. Okay, so ooh, he didn't notice this. All right, so that's a glimmer of hope. A glimmer of hope emerges here. Are we getting checkmated? No. So we're gonna save the bishop. I think I'm gonna attack. I'd like to pin this guy, but I can't because it's not defended. So yeah, I guess let's attack it. Put some pressure on the opponent here. They didn't notice that they could recapture. So now at least we have... Ooh, okay, I didn't see that. If I try to run, I think we're done. It's over. That was a good move. What are my options here? Here, check, and run. I think I have to do it. I think I have to do it. I have to run over here. And hope we don't get checkmated. That's about all I can do. If I can get my rook over, maybe there's... something. I mean, I don't... Okay, let's just start here. Obviously, white has to save the rook first. They might decide to sacrifice and go on the offensive. Is there a checkmate? It's hard to say. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh, okay, they're going for it. Let's say they take with a queen. And I go here. And the reason I'm going to go up instead of back is because back disconnects my rooks, which is really bad. This is defended. This is defended. There's this check that I'm a little bit worried about. But I guess we could go back and get a draw. Worst case. I mean, maybe not worst case. Maybe there's a worst case. But it's probably worth it. It's a chance I'm going to need to take here. And I know I said I didn't want to go back here, but I guess I could and try to run this way. That's another plan. So this is a critical moment, I think. Because this is not checkmate, right? We take, he takes, I go here, he takes. It's bad though, right? Because I don't have any pieces left. It's really bad. Yeah, we have to try this one. We have to keep these last pieces on the board. We just have to and hope that they forget about their rook. So I'm expecting another check. That's something that a lot of 700s would probably do. Check here. Pretty obvious. I don't know what else. Okay, they do it. If I push, I'm probably... Am I getting mated? Well, hold on a second. So here, we come up. I don't see any... Oh, there's a check here. Uh-huh. Then we have to run. Yes, I do get mated. I do get mated. I can't do it. Now, I could run immediately. Hold on. Instead of pushing the pawn, I could just run here. Maybe you try to escape like that. Now, he could take this. But then I take here. Wow. I mean, let's try it. Let's try it. It looks pretty scary, but at least e4 we take it. I don't see any other checks that look super dangerous. I mean, this one... Oh, no. Queen d3. Do you guys see that? That's a blunder because we pin the queen. Then we'll win. Oh, my. That's a very nasty... Always have to be careful putting your king and your queen on the same diagonal when there is a bishop. Ooh, what a comeback. Somehow we put Martin on our back and we carried him to victory. We got a little lucky, to be fair, especially with that, you know, the opponent not seeing queen takes h7. falling into this. Oh, am I getting mated? No, it's not mate. Not mate. We can run. Yeah, this is now we should be able to win. We actually have more material. Our king is active, which is fine. There's a nice escape square for us to just get away and run. Even if we have to come back this way is fine. He goes to this. That's a good move. That's a good move, attacking the 7th rank. So I could go here, sack some pawns, and then invade. Bring the other rook over. Or try to defend, or go on the offensive with my king. Actually, I'm debating doing that. Nah, I don't want to give this pawn up, though. Then we have a problem there. Okay, so... Usually, I really don't like to defend pawns with rooks. You want to focus on getting your pieces active. That's usually the best plan. But in this case, I'm just debating if I should do it. Maybe I will make an exception here. Yeah, just because it keeps everything defended. Yes, there's a pawn here, but then we'll play g6. Yes, he can go check. He doesn't do it. He goes back. Okay, not sure what's happening there. I think I'm just going to come in. And the problem for white is once I take this pawn, everybody else starts to get weak. Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. And look at this, and look at this, and look at this, right? We're just going to take them all with our king. And our rook's babysitting the pawns, as bad as it is, it's temporary. It's just for right now. Meanwhile, my king is going to be a hero. And then eventually we will, move one of these rooks or whatever. Let's take this one, I guess, because I get 2 pawns for the price of 1. Yeah, we lose this. Who cares? We're going to take this and push Harry home. That's my plan. Here we go. Or this guy too, but I think Harry's the one I want to use. Let's go. Set it up. Might not even need to use these rooks. They can just sit there. Oh, I'm already worried for the next game. I'm already worried about what Martin's going to do. I think this was one of my worst ideas, letting Martin play on my channel. Leave a comment if you want to see Kristen come back, because we might just lose a bunch of games and go below 700 with Martin playing here. I mean, to be fair, he had a few decent moves. Like the first move when he played e6. That was decent. And when he saved his rook after he moved it up to blunder it and then saved it, that was decent. So, he wants to take me. Do I care? Maybe I'll defend it. Probably doesn't matter, because if I push here, I just run. If he ever goes there, I can just go behind. Yeah, realistically, it's probably fine. Go ahead, take my pawn. I don't care. Take my pawn. Oh, I just noticed something. If I go here, there's a fork. I go here, he takes, check. Ooh. I was going to say it's fine, but maybe I don't want to let that fork happen. So, let me go here, so that if they check, I can go here and not lose my pawn. I forgot about knight g4, actually, because initially I was going to go here, but then knight g4 is a nice little fork. As long as we keep the pawn alive, they're going to have to sacrifice their rook for it, I believe. So here, yeah, we can go here. And now I'll be able to go to f1, and there is no fork with the knight. Okay, so we avoided that. Okay, so they play knight g4 anyway. Let's see, we have a check. We don't really need to go check. We could just do this. Yeah, let's just do that. Get the queen, get the rook. And now the rooks can finish off the game for us. Bring my king out of the corner. Actually, I'll take a pawn. It's a free pawn. Why not? We'll take that first. Martin. Back over here, get my bots set up. Next game. Okay, he doesn't see the rook, so we'll take that. Right, Martin is ready to go. Okay, the opponent does resign. Let's take a look at the game review. See what Martin did to us. Ooh, yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. That queen blunder. I mean, do we even have to talk about it? Do we even have to talk about it? And then H5, Rook H7. I mean, I don't think I could have even come up with this if I was trying to make the worst move possible. And then he goes back. All right, Martin, let's do better. Let's do better this game, please. Please do better. Now we're white. So I'm going to play as black. Over here, and Martin plays D4. Okay. Oh, England Gambit. Wow. What's Martin going to do? He plays E3. Okay, I could get behind that. Okay, they take it. What's Martin going to do? He takes back. That's great. Way to go, Martin. So far, so good. 3 moves in. Ooh. How is he going to respond to a check? Please don't play King D2. He plays Queen E2. Okay. He plays Queen E2. I mean, that's fine. Queens get traded. I'm already feeling pretty good because you can't blunder a queen if you don't have a queen to blunder, right? So that's great. That's great. Kind of messes with your mind when you're playing on one color on one board and you're playing on a different color on the other board and you're copying the moves from one. It's like weird. So knight f6. Okay, so knight f6. And Martin decides to make the queen trade. Yes. Good man. That's what I wanted to see. Great. Now don't go like blundering your bishop and we're going to be fine. Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going. He plays h4. I don't like Stop. Stop it right there, Martin. Whatever you're thinking, just stop it. G3. Okay, that's not as awful as it could have been. Although I don't like this. I don't like this. Please stop the fork. You have 3 more moves to play. Please stop the fork. He's not going to stop the fork. He plays f4. Yeah, that's about what I would expect from a 250 rated bot. Yikes. There it is. There it is. He plays king e2. You always want to trap. You always want to trap it. If you're going to lose a rook, at least trap the knight in the process. He doesn't even do that for me. So really bad. Really bad news. Okay, last move from Martin. Sorry. Rook h2. Okay. I'm gonna end this game. Martin, you're done. Go away. Let's see if we can come back. Wow. So this is a mess. We're down the rook this time. And our pieces are not particularly good. Okay. First things first. If we can get the knight, that would be good. I don't know if we can, but I'm going to try. So I need to control this square. So now we have the king and the rook controlling. So the knight is stuck. So I can probably play like b3, bishop, b2, and at least get something for my rook. So that's step number 1. Of course, there might be a check. A little bit annoying, but I'll probably just have to try. Okay, no, he brings in the knight. Okay, that's covered. This is under attack. This is under attack. I could either let it happen and continue with my plan or try to defend. Yeesh. Yeesh. Okay, let's try to defend, I guess. I don't love it because he has bishop g4, which is a pretty good move. But we will try. And then I will continue. The other problem is he could play bishop here, right? So black is totally in control right now. We're going to need a big mistake. We're going to need a big mistake. Okay, they castle. Okay, I guess we go b3 and try to get to the knight. The only plan I really see, to be honest with you. Bishop b2, but then bishop f6. Yeah, bishop f6. We could play knight c3, takes. Ooh, sees it. Wow, what a great move. What a great move. We're in trouble, my friends. We are in big trouble. I'm going to go here. I'm going to try to attack. Sometimes throw the pawns at their king. They might panic. They might make a mistake. You never know. since we can't do this anymore. Now, the knight is still trapped. So even though he has the knight, he can't really use it at the moment. So that's at least some positive thing. H6. Okay, I am going to play G4. I have the support of the rook. And yes, I might lose a pawn, but then we could, you know, continue over here. So he plays G5. Wow, what a move. What a move. I'm going to take one time so that we've opened up the H file. And then I think I'm going to push. And my point is to sort of lock out the bishop from joining the game. You have one square, but other than that, you can't do much. Okay, D4. Now that might be a mistake because you're allowing bishop B2, although what's happening after D3? Then we could bring the knight. Takes. It's a bunch of trading, which I don't like, but at least we get the knight. And then the game goes on. Okay, let's do it. Because then we're down, yeah, like a, what is that? A bishop for a rook. Black has some extra pawns too, but maybe we can work with that. If I expect he's going to go D3, we're going to have to save our knight, and so we're going to hop over here. I wonder if I could go to D4 also. Hold on a second. Well, the problem with D4 is we get attacked, and then we're in trouble. No, we can't do that. Going to have to be C3. And then we're going to get some trades, I imagine. But you know what? If they give up the bishop and we have our bishop, we might even be able to go for a checkmate. There's a checkmate pattern here with the bishop and the rook. King G7. Okay, was not expecting that. I guess we just take the knight. That's what we wanted to do, right? So we'll take it. Finally. Okay, we got something for that rook that we lost. And now he plays D3. So I could still play here with the idea of, again, going for this. Or I could play, let's just say takes, and then move the knight somewhere and play that position. I think I'll... That's actually interesting. That is actually interesting. I don't know if it matters totally. I guess we'll just go here. Feel like I got something in my eye. Sorry about that. Okay, and he doesn't trade. He's trying to defend his pawn. That's what he's doing. Interesting. Well, B4 chases it away, and then we could take it, from what I can see. Let's do it. We're just trying to climb our way back in little by little. Take the knight. Hopefully now we take the pawn. Maybe later we take another pawn, or hopefully they blunder, you know, just something along the way. That's how you come back after you let Martin start your games. So, okay, position is starting to look a little bit better. Ooh, bishop E4. Might be an annoying move, actually. Then they're going to go rook B8 and bishop B7, though. Not if I put my bishop there. They could just move their knight, though. This is quite interesting. I still think I might do it. Otherwise, it's very clear and obvious what they should do. So yeah, let's try to cause problems. Sometimes that's all you can do. Try to cause problems. I don't like that I can't move this knight. That's a problem. How about we go here? Because this is the obvious move that they would like to make. I've said this before. Sometimes, even if you're in a losing position, if you at least stop the obvious move that your opponent wants to play, you make their life difficult, right? They have to stop what they were thinking and come up with a new plan, which is going to make them use time. It might make them get mentally drained. If you keep doing that move after move after move, eventually they just get tired and kind of crack under the pressure, right? So you just keep doing that. So that was just one example. And the game obviously is going to go on. Now they're attacking here. So maybe I try to figure out a way to stop that. If I can do it in a clever way, like let's just say knight to d5. If they take... if I take and they take, then their knight is pinned. That's a very awkward pin. I think that would be a good plan for me. So let's try it. Let's try it. So we jump in. And getting ready to meet their obvious move with a nice little trick, kind of. Because once we get the knight pinned there, if we can figure out a way to attack it again, or even just go here and take the pawn, we might know. See what I mean? We keep making these threats, and now they blundered. Now they blundered. The question is, which way should we take it? I'm going to take with the bishop. And it goes back to that pattern that I mentioned earlier, where you have a bishop and a rook. That's what I'm envisioning is happening right here. If I take that with check, and then guess what? The rook's coming over, the rook's coming down. It's that checkmate pattern where bishop is supporting the rook. You want to remember this one, guys. You want to remember this one, because the nice thing about this pattern is nothing else matters. All of these other pieces do not matter as long as your bishop and your rook are coming down like this. The king is done if they can't escape here. And they can't defend the square, obviously, right? So boom, they come over, checkmate. I don't think they can, even if they move this rook, same thing. So it's a very powerful checkmate pattern. There's some random, delay the game by one extra move checks. Who cares? I'm probably not even going to take it. I could take it, but I don't have to. It's over, right? It's over. So, okay. Somehow, by some miracle, we have survived another game with Martin starting. Little by little. I actually have a different threat that's also checkmate. That's a totally different pattern, but that's an interesting one as well. Knight coming in. Okay, I don't know if our opponent has abandoned the game or if they're just trying to find a way to stop the checkmate. They might just notice what's happening and they're trying to see, like, are there any moves I can play? Any ways I can get my pieces over there? Anything I can do with my knight, right? Like maybe they're looking at the checks, I would imagine. Yeah, there's just nothing though. There's just nothing. All right, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Okay, so they do move the rook, trying to maybe draw my attention elsewhere, but I'm going to go with the checkmate. Okay, game review. Let's check it. Somehow we got 2 wins so far. I don't know how long we can keep this up, but we're going to try. We are going to try. All right, here we go. New game. We are black, so I'm going to play as white against Martin and play e4. And Martin decides to play d5. Good choice. I love the Scandinavian. Great job, Martin. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now, as long as you don't bring your queen out and sacrifice it for free. Oh, boy. Queen h5. If this guy goes for a 4-move checkmate and Martin lets him do it, I'm going to be so mad. I don't have a good feeling about this. Please don't. Oh. No. 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 If Martin plays like this or this, it's over. We're oh. He played e6. Let's go, Martin. Yes. Yes. Now we're talking. Look at this guy. He shuts it down. He says, I don't think so. I might be 250. I might lose to my 4-year-old son, but you are not checkmating me today in 4 moves. Now we're playing some chess. Yes. Yes. And then he goes with his typical bishop b4 checks shenanigans, which is not really a great strategy because you lose time. But okay, I'm happy. He did the important thing. He stopped the checkmate. Yeah, c3. White plays a good move. It's a good move because you gain time on the bishop. Or you could do like Martin and just ignore it completely. And he plays e3. We're only on move 5. We have 5 more moves to go. That's scary. Yeah. Takes the bishop. Okay. Martin, a good move would be knight f6. No. Not queen f6. Knight f6. But I'll take it. I'll take it. At least you're showing some sort of brain power to create a threat. So, okay. If he plays queen f2, I'm just going to cry. Okay, bishop d7. Great. Great. Gets a piece off the back. I mean, you can't expect much from Martin, but this is good. This is good. His kids say hi. 3. Martin's kids say hi. Okay. What's he going to do? Ooh, a5. I guess it could be worse. Could be worse. As long as he doesn't touch his queen anymore, I think I'll be happy. We've got 2 more moves. That's a good move from white. That's a really good move. That's a dangerous situation that they are putting us in. He goes bishop c6. Okay, we've got 1 more move from Martin. And I'm very concerned about it. Because white is clearly an aggressive player who's trying to checkmate us. If he moves this knight, we might be in trouble. If he plays knight e5, oof, knight d4 is a good move too. Okay, so Martin has to not let this happen. Yeah, that's the thing. So here we go. Knight to d4. What's Martin going to do? Queen g6. That's actually a great move. He sidesteps this. He attacks the queen. He keeps it defended. Way to go, Martin. Whew. All right. Fantastic. Now I can take over. And honestly, our position is not that bad. Yes, we lost a piece. Okay, now queens are traded. But it could have been so much worse. It could have been so much worse. Okay, so we take back towards the center, following the principle. Take towards the center. Opens up our rook. If you're going to recapture, you may as well get a piece developed at the same time. So we take with the knight. Also, we don't double up our pawns. Okay. So we're down a piece going into an endgame. But our position is pretty solid. Like, we don't have any major weaknesses. We only have 1 piece to develop, and we can castle either way. So I actually like this quite a bit, to be honest with you. Now, I think I'm going to take with the rook. And my plan is very simple. I'm going to swing it over here, creating a battery, and I'm going to attack this king. Okay? I mean, I'm scanning, like, you know, are there any other tactics? I could try this, but that seems like a cheapo 1-move threat. It's easy for white to stop. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to build up the pressure. They do have h3, which I think they will see. But g5, g4. And now it gets a little bit tricky. Or maybe knight f6, then g5, g4. And now, okay, they didn't see it. Ooh. So I should take the pawn, right? Wrong. Every time someone makes a move, you have to stop and you have to ask yourself, what has changed about the position? Well, they're pinning me. What else has changed about the position? Well, that's a free bishop. You have to do that, right? Yes, we had a plan. Yes, we went here because we wanted to take this. Yes, they didn't stop it. So this would be an okay move, but it's not as good as a free bishop. So I'm going to take the free bishop. And guess what? I'll go back there next and do a next move. They're going to play knight c3, attack me. Now I'll go back. Okay? So great. Now, I should take the pawn, right? Wrong. I'm sure everybody got it, right? It's a free piece. What changed about the position? Well, there's a knight on b5 now. Our opponent is not quite catching on how this works. But if you keep putting a piece there, I'll keep taking it, and then I'll keep, moving. So, all right. Now, okay, that's a good move, sort of. Although, again, we can ask ourselves the question, well, what changed? Okay, well, the bishop is unleashed. Okay, so we're fine, we're fine. The pawn is no longer defended. Okay, we could take that. So this should be the first thing that pops into my head. Now, in this case, it's just a pawn, which is just like this. And in this case, I'm going to value this one more than this one because it's by the king and it's, looks more dangerous to their king. I think this is also would have been a totally fine move as well, but decided to do it this way. Okay, so what changed about the position? Well, he's attacking me here. Of course, I could take it. I can also just move my knight somewhere, anywhere. I could force this. I mean, there's a lot of ways we could do this. I think I want to just be aggressive, and so I'm going to go here. Why am I going to go here instead of here? Well, I'm trying to kind of plan ahead a little bit for after I go check and the king moves, where would I want my knight to be? And on e5, I would have the option of some really nice checks. On d4, I'm like, I don't really know. I'm just kind of sitting there, right? So that's why I'm going here. And I didn't want to trade because then it would open me up to stuff like this, right? Where my knight gets pinned. Okay, this is exactly what I was talking about. Check, he moves. Aha. I have this check available, which is a nice little fork, right? That's what I was thinking about when I went there. So here we go. Check. I do have knight g4 check as well, but I don't know. I guess he just moves. I like the fact that this one hits the bishop. That's it. So let's do that. And we do have to, not forget about what's going on here because he is threatening to take me and win a rook because he's got two rooks. He's got two rooks attacking me, right? So what I need to do is make the trade first. Of course, he doesn't have time for this because the rooks, has to do that. And now I can make the trade. And remember, because I won those two pieces on b5, I took the bishop, then I took the knight. I'm now ahead material. I have two pieces. I have two knights. He only has one bishop. And then the rooks are even, right? So I'm okay trading, going closer to the end game because I am ahead pieces. All right? Let me take it. And the reason I'm taking it is because after the recapture, I'm going to play knight f6, which threatens a fork. It's a developing move. It stops the check. It's defended by the pawn. I could castle if I want. Okay, they didn't see it because they're not doing what I was doing, right? Every move they were making, I was saying, okay, what changed about the position? And I was reacting to that. My opponent is not asking that question. They're not asking the question, what changed about the position? And so they're not noticing these little details, which are why they're losing these pieces, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's what happened there. All right. I think Martin did pretty well. I think that was the best game that Martin has played so far, to be honest with you. I mean, we still were in a bad position, but it was not, it was not as bad as it could have been. All right, cool. I mean, let's keep going. We're rocking and rolling here. Martin is somehow helping me win. We're black, which means I'm going to play as white over here. Okay. And what is the opponent going to play? They're not going to play anything. They are AFK. Nope, there they are. E4. Okay. E4, dangerous move. How's Martin going to respond this time? He plays D6. Martin likes to change it up. I've noticed that. He likes to change it up. Probably because he doesn't know any openings. Plays random moves. How else do you program a 250 rated chess bot? Except make it play random moves, right? All right, what's the opponent going to do? Opponent's taking their time, even in the opening. Could be a good thing if they're thinking through stuff. Or they could be distracted by their kids or the television. I don't know. Knight to c3, and Martin says knight c6. Very good move. He develops a piece. We haven't seen a lot of that from Martin. He's usually moving his queen around and sacrificing it for no reason, but this is actually good. Bishop c4, dangerous move, lining up on this square. I always get concerned when Martin... Oh. There's the Martin. There's the Martin we were waiting for. Yep. Goodbye. Thank you very much. Eesh, eesh. He plays knight d4. Okay, so he's kind of making a threat, but I'm concerned. I'm very concerned about this. The fact the queen is right here. I am just envisioning some bad stuff happening. Knight f3. Okay, this is a critical moment, guys. This is a very critical moment. Martin needs to play some sort of decent move because if you mess this up when your opponent is developing all their pieces and bringing out the queen, you're done. You're just done. He takes it. Okay, sort of okay, but I'm still concerned. I'm still concerned. We're not out of the woods yet. We've got 5 more moves of Martin. This is bad. This could be very bad. That's what I was afraid of. He plays queen d7. He's going to lose this. He's going to lose this. It's not actually checkmate, though. So the game is going to go on, but we are going to have a very bad position. Obviously, he's got to move here, only move. I could have made that one for him, but I let him do it. Yikes. Yikes, yikes. We may... He's got 3 more moves. We may end up going into an endgame where queens get traded and we're down 2 pieces. Both bishops, which is going to be tough. Yeah, it's going to be really tough. Yeah, he does take it. Okay. Only move from Martin, obviously. Yep, he did it. Queen e8. Oh, boy. There's even this. And Martin still has to play 2 more moves, which I don't like because we're probably going to lose 2 more pieces in that situation. Hopefully, if we get lucky... Nope. That's exactly what they do. Oh, my goodness. Queen takes g7. Martin, you got to get it together. You got to play knight f6 here. You have to play a decent move. No, he played h5. The dude played h5. How much more damage can Martin do? He plays queen g6. Guess it could have been worse. Okay, Martin, go away. Thanks for ruining this game. Thanks for ruining the game. Okay, our opponent doesn't take it, which, who knows? This knight being alive might be just what we need to survive. Now, I can't castle because I've already moved my king, or Martin's moved his king, but we've got to save the knight. We've got to save the knight. So I'm going to play king d7 so that the rook defends. And at least, you know, it's something. It's not good, but it's something. Wow. Don't have a lot to work with, do we? Well, whenever I'm in a position like this, I like to think about what do I do? What's the positive, right? Like find the silver lining. The positive is an open file on the king. If my rook can get here with the queen, I could envision a checkmate. That's unlikely. I can't even move the knight unless I'm gonna lose the rook. Now I'm tempted to just do it, you know, as a trap. I'm honestly tempted to do it as a trap and say like maybe they don't notice it, right? But that's super risky, and I think I'll save that for a little bit later. So for right now, I'm gonna play c6. I want my king to have a safe place to go to for now. Okay. And maybe I move my rook and then move the knight. So we still kind of get a... But that's pretty obvious, right? Like this maybe they don't notice it, you know? It's possible. I wish I had something else to attack with this knight. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work that way. So we could consider sacking it and then a last-ditch effort to play like knight here, bring our queen up and checkmate the king. Seems like low probability chance we would win that. I think a higher probability would be, you know what? I see it. I see it now. A higher probability to win this would be trapping the queen with rook e8 and knight f6. That's actually brilliant because the queen, no. It can't go anywhere. They could sack for the rook and then still have a ton of pieces. Okay, and now they can also play queen h6, but it's probably our best chance. Guys, it's probably our best chance. Let's go rook e8 and knight f6 and hope that they don't see queen h6. And even if they see it, the game goes on. We move our queen somewhere. Okay, moment of truth. Moment of truth. Setting the trap, trapping the queen. Do they notice queen h6 or not? Fingers crossed. If they see it, we're going to have to probably... Ooh, that was a bad move. That was a really bad move. And I did it quickly intentionally because I want to maybe kind of put the pressure on them, make them go, what did I do? And sort of panic, right? Maybe they're like, I'll do something here and let me take the queen for free, right? That's a good sign. Oh, okay. So now we have a really interesting decision. A really interesting decision because if we trade queens, We do also get the bishop, which is not nothing. Then we're down a rook. Rook and a knight against 2 rooks and a bishop. I mean, on one hand, I don't want to trade queens. I want to keep the queen on the board because it gives me opportunities to take stuff and cause problems. On the other hand, a bishop is a bishop, and that's a pretty big deal. Oof. This is tough. This is real tough. I'm trying to think, if I go for something like queen g4, and then let's just say they take this, and then I go here and threaten checkmate, do I have a better chance to win that position? Or do I have a better chance to win takes this position? I don't know. I mean, because on one hand, being down a rook is not that bad. On the other hand, at the end of the game, being down a rook is a big deal, right? But I'd rather be down a rook and a bishop and leave the queens on the board. I think I would rather leave the queens on the board. It's tough. It is very tough, but I think I would rather leave them on the board. So I'm going to go here. Not an easy decision to make, but I think we got to do it. And then go for this next, and maybe even h4, and just really try to put the pressure using what we have, you know? Okay, attacks my rook. That's a no-brainer. Got to save the rook anyway. May as well create a threat. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see g3. Actually, that's the only move. You have to play g3. And then it's a question of what do I do? Because I have options. I could take this pawn. I could play h4. They do see it. Okay. h4 is not a bad idea, now that I'm looking at it. h4. They might even be tempted. They might even be tempted to take this with their queen. You know, that's like a typical beginner mistake. You forget about the pin, you think it's a free pawn, and then you lose your queen all of a sudden. So I like that. We set a little trap. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm envisioning h3, queen f3, queen g2 checkmate. Yeah, there's a few problems like the fact that the pawn's undefended, but my opponent might not know that. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe we go h3, rook h8 somehow. No, that doesn't work. He just takes it. But you get what I'm thinking, right? Like somehow we sneak in and we go for the checkmate. Knight h5 is another way to do it. Let's see. Takes, check. The king goes here, checkmate. He goes f3. Whoa. Now that's okay. Now I'm getting excited because I'm thinking about checks. The problem is he can block. All right, that's a problem. I'm thinking about going here. I'm thinking about sacking this and getting some sort of a perpetual check. Even queen h3. I think we got to do it. I think we've got to do it. What else do I have? Do I have any other options? If I take and lose my queen, no, there's no way. Oof. The problem is bishop e3 or queen e3. Yeah, I think he'll see that. I mean, I could try queen b4. Okay, queen b4 is interesting. Because queen b4, I'm basically saying, okay, I'm going to attack you here, and I'm going to also maybe set this up. That's not bad. Okay, two tempting options. The problem with queen h3, now I don't know if they're going to see this or not, but the problem with queen h3 is I can no longer take here because of the queen hits my queen. Yeah, let's go queen b4. Just because of that little detail, I think we have to do it this way. The beautiful thing about my position, though, is that my king somehow is not in a ton of danger, and somehow everything is like defended, right? Like I don't know how it worked out this way, but it's just very nice. It actually allows me to do other stuff and not worry about getting checkmated immediately. Okay, so they do defend the bishop, but now we get to attack the king. And when you're attacking the king, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Even if Martin's on your team. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, interesting move. Interesting move. They're trying to leave the pawn so that the rook can't get through. I admire that. I like where their brain is at. think I'm going to push. Now, is there any other way? The rook's going to come here. I guess instead I could take this pawn. Ah, because I do have this annoying check, right? But then I don't want to let the king get in front though. There's also check here, and then ooh, let's say they go bishop or queen. Oh, if they do the bishop, we're in trouble. Wow, this is really interesting, actually. Okay, so this one sets a trap. But if they go here, I don't have anything. This one kind of also sets a trap in a way. But if they go like here or something, I don't have anything. This one just feels like an all-around okay move. I think I should go for that. I think I should go for the all-around okay move. And just wait. Just save these little traps for maybe a better moment. Yeah. Actually, because now that the knight's here, this move that we talked about so many times doesn't work. So it makes my queen check so much more powerful. So now G2 attacking the rook, forcing it to leave is all of a sudden dangerous. Okay, so what's going on here? This is defended. The rook is not defended. We can check. They go up. We can check. They take me. I don't love it. Check. They take me. I don't love it. Or we can push. They take me. I take them. Get a queen, but they take it back. I don't love it because it's just like a trade. I can move the rook here. What do we do? I think we're going to go here. I think I'm going to follow the principle of... This is dangerous, though, because if they chase my knight away, this is a huge threat all of a sudden. Ah. What to do, guys? What to do? All right, I'm going to play G2. I understand I don't want to trade rooks, but it's going to just open up their king, and I'm hoping that my queen and knight can make some magic happen. Maybe it's the wrong decision. Oh, they fell for the trap. They fell for the trap. They needed to go here because now they let me come in, and it's all over. Whew. See, this is why it's just attack. Even if you're down, you just attack because you never know when they're going to blunder, a mistake, and it's all over now. Yeah, because if you go here, this is checkmate. This is checkmate. 2 queens, actually, also. Let's get the 2 queens. That's more cool. That was a close game. That was a really close game. I didn't know if we were going to come back from that one, to be honest with you. I had my doubts. Oh boy, look at that bar for the most of the game. They were just crushing us until the very end. Until the very end. Okay, can we win? Can we win one more game with Martin on our team? I don't know if I should do it. Let's do it. Last game. Come on, Martin. Please. Please. Okay, we're white, so I'm going to play as black over here. And what is Martin going to do? He goes for d4. Nice. Good, solid move. I like it. Stops any shenanigans with the bishop coming here to checkmate us. Okay, d5. What's Martin going to do? Develop a piece. Dude, just get a piece out. Now you're talking. Bishop g5 from Powski. Okay, let's go. Way to go, Martin. Knight c6. Okay. This will put us over 750 if Martin can keep it together. He goes bishop d2. Moving the same piece twice in the opening. Not ideal. He's blundering a pawn. But it could be worse. Not blundered his queen yet. Plays knight f3. Very good. Develops a piece. I like it. I like it a lot. What is black going to do here? This is stressful, guys. Like, what, like, just the moment, you know, right before Martin moves, you're like, he's gonna just, especially that first game when he blundered the queen. Got me all stressed out. Okay. E3, good, good, great, fantastic. 5 moves. We are in good shape. We are in great shape so far. Martin, you're doing great. Keep it up. Keep it up, dude. G4. Okay, that's not keeping it up. E4. Uh-oh. Ooh, he sees it. He plays knight to d4. Solid move. He defends his pawn. His knight is defended. 3 more moves, guys. 3 more moves from Martin. And I'm taking over this ship. And so far, he's holding it together. Couldn't be more proud here. He takes. Okay. Trade it. Fine. Great. Dude, this is awesome. Okay, recapture. 2 moves, Martin. As long as he didn't play like queen f3, that's like the only move that I'm really scared about right now. He plays bishop c1. Okay, now I'm scared about a couple of moves, but I don't think he's going to do that, right? Ooh, bishop g4. Bishop g4. What is Martin going to do? Is he going to save the queen? This is his last move. If he plays bishop e2, perfect. If he plays queen d2, if he plays queen d4, perfect. What's he going to play? My man just played queen to d2. Yes. Martin, I don't care what they say about you. You're underrated. You are underrated, my friend. Well played. Let's go. So, all right. To be fair, our position is not good because of these weaknesses. But it's not that bad either because black has no way to... Like, if this knight was already here, it would be a different story, right? But the knight can't get there immediately. So what I'm going to do is try to fix this as fast as possible. Now, you might be asking yourself, Nelson, what about the pin? Not a big deal. Why? Because we can block. Just block it. So I'm going to fix this problem first, hopefully by getting rid of this bishop. And then I could probably put my knight there to control that some more if this knight ever does try to come around. Okay, we can be ready. And yeah, we'll just slowly kind of repair these shenanigans that Martin was up to. Okay, so this is interesting. This is very interesting. I'm actually thinking I will take that because when I take it, there is now a pawn on the square that was such a problem for me, which means if there's a pawn, there can't be something else, like a knight, right? There's not going to be a knight forking me. There's not going to be a queen. It's just a pawn, and it's just stuck there. The only downside is it opens up this square. So now I have like kind of a different problem to worry about than knight on e4, right? However, I feel like I can just move my knight at some point. Now I have to be careful because of the pin. So, you know, there is something to be said about that. So let me think about this for a minute. Takes, knight c3, bishop b4. Let's say I move my queen. Let's say he just takes it and then jumps his knight. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. So maybe I will just play rook g1 instead. Tough decision because I could see the merit taking it as well, but okay, so we already talked about this. I think I'll play c3. Now, when I do play c3, it opens up this square, which is also not good when the knight loops around. However, it comes with a tempo, which I think is important, so I'm going to do it. But you have to understand that you're gaining a tempo, forcing the bishop to move back, but you're giving up something. Long term, I'm giving up this massive weakness, so I got to be careful. However, looks like he's allowing me to kind of invade here and put some pressure. So that's something that I'm thinking about. And I'm also thinking about going here and trying to just take that annoying pawn. Yeah, interesting situation. Or even queen d1, just forcing to trade here and giving some squares for my pieces. Let's do it. I'm valuing this, solving this problem more than I'm valuing a pawn over here in g7. Maybe it's a mistake. He does castle, but now he gives me this. which I'm happy about. Because now I don't feel like these are too weak, right? Even if the knight lands here, I could very easily play knight d2. I could even move my queen to play f3 if I really had to, right? Okay, that's a good move. He defends the knight, and he's attacking here. Okay, sure. Don't think we want to let him take this guy. So let's talk about a queen trade. 3-6, 3-6-7. So we're down a pawn, so I don't really want to trade queens. I could do it and play an endgame, and it'd probably be fine. But from a practical standpoint, maybe just rook g2 is better. Just defend, keep the queens on the board. I do have a pretty aggressive position here. So how do we get more pieces into the action is really what it comes down to, right? The knight to d2 seems promising. I'm a little bit concerned about this move, though, because I can't use this pawn anymore. Kind of thinking maybe I should move my king out of the way. Seems like it would be relatively safe right here, even if I tuck it behind this rook or something. And then even bring the knight around, bring them. Yeah, let's do that. Do that. All right, we're going to just get away. So now if he ever plays d4, I'm just taking it because I got multiple pawns that are ready to go. All right, is it threatening anything? That's the first question. Not really. Everything's defended. So maybe just knight to d2, offering a trade. Get rid of the pesky knight. Yeah, f5 would be a great move, though. f5 would be a great move. Because then I wouldn't want to take, because then this is hitting me. Ooh. Yeah. Huh. I don't know if I can stop that, though. That's the only thing. All right. Yeah, f5 would be an amazing move. I don't know if our opponent's going to see that, but that would be really, really powerful. I won't take it. I absolutely will not take it, because opening up a rook like that on your king is basically you're done. You can't do that. Oh, he goes back. Okay, that's good for us. That's real good for us because he just wasted that move. And now it allows me to do something useful. How about this? Getting one of my pieces into a more aggressive position. And now I can even think about jumping in here and coming over for the attack. If he trades, what happens though? I take, unleash my bishop. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Let's go. So we're setting up some stuff here, guys. We're setting up knight f5. And that's a really powerful move, right? Because it hits the queen and it hits here. Actually, we could even reverse the order. Yep. Perfect. We could even reverse the order. So instead of going knight f5, I can actually take here first with a check. And if they take me, guess what? Then I go knight f5 with the fork. Now, I guess they don't have to take, but I would probably still play knight f5. Yeah, so they go there. We jump in. And we get the queen. You can see how dangerous it was once my knight made it over to the attack. And they actually don't have time to take me. Well, they can, but then they lose this, so we'll take that knight with a check. And so, okay, when you see a position like this, their king is obviously very weak. How can we checkmate it? Well, if my rook landed on g1, that would be one way to do it. Or if my bishop landed on h6 and my queen went to g7, that would be another way to do it. So the moves that should immediately come to your mind are, how do you get your bishop and your rook over there? So this takes 1, 2, 3 moves. This takes 1, 2 moves. And it also kind of sets up for the rook. So I think I'm going to sacrifice a pawn. It doesn't really change too much, but it gets my bishop over there immediately. That's a pretty good move, actually. I'm surprised they saw that. That's a very good move. Noticing the danger and basically saying, I don't care about your pawn. I'm going to fix it with my... That's a good move. So I'm just going to drop back. Obviously, my queen's under attack. And keep the option open of trying to get my bishop over here somehow. Very good move by the opponent. Rook to e6. Okay, now they take. Interesting. Well, where did I want my bishop to go? I wanted it to go here. The question is, does it make sense to throw in a check and then do it? So would I rather my queen be on f6 or f5 when I play bishop h6, essentially? The question. And it's much more dangerous for black if my queen was already on f6, because I would immediately be threatening checkmate, as opposed to maybe they can somehow do something. So check. Check. Okay, so it's the exact same position that we just had, except the queen has snuck its way up one square. And then boom, we come in. We're hitting the rook, but that's kind of irrelevant. The important thing is we're threatening checkmate. They do stop it. And so maybe we will have to take the rook after all. Unless there's a way to get this guy to leave. If I could transport my rook over on the other side of my king. But rooks don't move that way. I mean, f3, no. But there's g6, which I don't want to let them go there because that's a really powerful move. It forks me. It forces me to leave. You know, I don't want to do that. So I think we have to take the rook. Unfortunately, I wanted more. I wanted checkmate, obviously, but sometimes you have to just take the pieces that you can. Okay, I don't want to lose on time, so I'll just go. This is also good though because we can now take here and here. So we take it. Great. And we're up a queen, so shouldn't be too difficult. I'll probably just take some stuff. You can go check. We can go here. Okay. Check. You always want to ask, remember, when they make a move, what changed about the position? Well, look at that. That changed. The rook was here. And I was looking for it before. And it didn't work before, but now I'm like, wait a second, now it works, right? So there's the fork. Take the rook. Yeah, and they do resign. Okay. So somehow Martin is undefeated today, which I was not expecting at all. Please let me know, what should we do next time? It doesn't have to be Martin. It could be some other idea, just sort of like a comeback from a bad situation type of thing. It's basically what the series is. Thank you guys for watching. We're 7:55. Martin, well played. And I will see you guys next time. Stay sharp, play smart, and take care.